Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
Let's go.
All right. Should the Chargers sit Justin Herbert this week against the Texans?
You know what sucks for the Chargers is everybody's hurt now. Bosa's hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's what he wants, right? I mean, if that's your franchise quarterback and he's going to be your quarterback for a long time and you feel like you're going to be the coach of that quarterback for a long time, you have to establish a relationship where you trust each other. And if the doctor says he can go and he says he wants to go, I think you let him go. He obviously wants to be there. There's no reason he should have been in that game late last week except for he just wanted to be there. But also, as a young quarterback who is the franchise guy, I'm sure he feels like he has to prove to that team that he is a leader and he's going to be there for them, because it's hard to ask people to do things that's uncomfortable if you're not also doing things that's uncomfortable. And so I get it from the perspective of he's injured, he's our guy, we need to pull him out. But also I see it as a guy who wants to ask of his teammates to do great things and sacrifice a lot. So this is a time that is trying, where there is adversity, that he's showing them he will also do it. Because I just feel like I will never ask anybody to do anything that I won't do. Wait, that I will do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I won't. And so there are times where I'm like, man, I've been here. Let me tell you about this time I did this. Or sometimes I'll do stuff here now that I don't have to do. But just to prove like I'm in it with you guys. I'm not Russell Wilson. I'm not a prima donna fancy pants. Like, we're in this together. Let's go. If he wants to do it, I think he should do it just for that reason alone. Go ahead, Eddie.
I agree with you, but I have a different angle here. I would like to see Chase Daniel play, because this dude has been in the league for what? How long? He's made $36 million as a backup and never seen the field. Like, I want to see this guy earn his money, because he probably only has a couple of years left in the league.
You know he doesn't want to play.
He does not want to play. Absolutely not.
I don't want to prove I ain't good.
No. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially when they lost their left tackle too. You think Chase Daniel wants to come get chased around?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I want to see him.
I think it needs to be Chase Daniel. This was actually a trivia question on the bus. He's attempted 160 passes in the NFL, and he's made 30-something million.
36 million. I looked it up. It's
he must
crazy.
be like a great guy to hang.
Yeah.
They love having him around.
Or probably he's great at helping the quarterback get ready.
Yeah. Meaning
he's there. I don't use the word tutor, because some quarterbacks need it, some don't. But tutor maybe, but there to assist him in the game plan and you know, the change, the additions they're making.
Yeah, we don't know, right?
That's,
I mean,
that's
I do
what
a little bit.
Orlovsky-
I've been told that by people. That,
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of his deal. He's very capable when it comes to learning quickly and helping the others learn.
Cool.
If it's the quarterbacks, or at times they will put him with other folks in the offense. Just little rumors I heard.
All right.
That was Orlovsky. That was Orlovsky's MO too. It was like that's how he maintained his career for so long and stayed in the league.
And he's really good at running out of bounds.
Yeah.
He's like, watch this, guys. Watch what I do here. All right, next question.
All right. Will Russell Wilson and the Broncos turn their offensive woes around this weekend against the winless Raiders?
I don't think so. I think the Raiders have to win a game. I'm just playing numbers at this point. Yeah. The Raiders aren't a bad team. At least I didn't think they were. I still don't think they are. Just looking at them, just looking at personnel, they're not a bad team. To be the only 0-3 team, first of all, Jets, Giants. I mean, there are teams you look at that look bad.
Yeah.
But they've won games. Raiders have had an unfortunate luck, and they've also had to play a couple really good teams. They shouldn't have got beat by the Titans. That was just a bad game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the Cardinals.
That Kyler Murray was playing out of his fucking brain, though.
Dude.
But they blew that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They blew it.
They should have won that game.
Yeah. I think eventually they got to catch up. I think they're too good not to catch up. I don't expect them to lose again this week. But if they do, I'll be like, what the crap? They're going to win the next one. You know, to watch Carr and even Adams freaking hates losing.
Yeah.
He gets angry. He's upset. And so I think they'll win this week. I hope they win this week, mostly because I'm a bet on them. All right, what else you got?
All right, going back to the Chargers, do you think their injuries will derail their season?
Ooh.
It's so much. It's Herbert's probably not going to be 100% for another 3 weeks or so if he doesn't get hurt anymore by playing now. Bosa's out, but what else is new?
Yes.
Who else do we have in that
Only a matter of
division?
time before Khalil Mack joins them.
Yeah, if Khalil Mack's out, just cancel the team.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you in soccer send him down a league?
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta go play in the Sun Belt.
I mean, it's beat up bad, which is terrible too, because out of all the offenses in the NFL, like, that's the one that I would love to see the Chargers offense clicking. Justin Herbert is fun to watch when he's 100%.
I mean, they lost Slater.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, like,
I mean, the best lineman,
Yeah.
or second best lineman, depending on.
yeah.
it's been a lot, right? And any of my friends that are Chargers fans, and I have two, one that's a big fan, one that's a medium fan, they're like, yeah, it's classic Chargers. Like, they just expect bad things to happen to them.
Yeah.
It's almost like me in Arkansas. It's
Right.
I like it. It's going pretty well, but I know what's about to happen. But so it's been a kind of disastrous first part of the year for the Chargers. I do hope they hang in there and win some games, though. All right, next one.
Do you think Brian Harsin at Auburn is going to make it through the year?
No way. Whenever somebody says and has to confirm they have not fired their coach, which is what Auburn had to do.
Yeah.
If you ever have to confirm you haven't fired your coach, you know that real soon you're going to have to confirm you did fire your coach. He was dead man walking in the offseason when the boosters were trying to run him. He was going to have to come out and win 9 games to keep his job probably, and that just wasn't going to happen with what they have there. I think it's a matter of time before he gets fired. I would love to see him make it through the season, but now it's like, how can we go ahead and start rolling and try to find the next guy?
Yeah, that
also,
sucks.
to me, it's where's Dion going to end up? And does he want to leave? Does he want to go to Georgia Tech? Does he want to go? There are these schools now that are opening up, and it's like, where does Deion Sanders go? And who makes that? Because that's
a commitment.
It is.
If Deion Sanders is your head coach, it's like, obviously the guy knows what he's doing, but it's a totally different culture shift when he comes in. And
he's the star. Then
he is
more than another coach who comes in to make his players the star. Deion is going to be the star.
Deion's the guy.
More
And
than the boosters too, the dudes who want to run that stuff.
That's the thing. It's like how much of that is, and the more I feel like I've gotten out of college, I've realized how much boosters affect that, and I just don't know if a guy that gives a ton of money to a school is going to want all the lights on Deion Sanders and not what they do for the team. So
I mean, it's why Texas sucks.
Yeah.
Honestly, sucks in relatively speaking. They don't suck, but they suck compared to what they should be every year.
Right.
It's because their boosters running the thing.
yeah,
It's that whole culture over there.
Yeah.
But yes, he's gone. He's gone. It sucks. It sucks for him.
Only a matter of time.
Yeah. All right. What else?
Which ranked underdog has a better shot at covering this week? Kentucky -7 versus Ole Miss, or your Razorbacks -17 hosting Alabama?
Get the button ready.
Well, no. If I just say Arkansas, you're going to say Button.
Yeah, Biceler.
He asked me a question
But
that has
still,
them as an answer.
If you pick that, you got to hit the button.
Hit the button, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's weird. That Arkansas Alabama game is weird. I could definitely see us playing really well, even winning the game. And I don't always say that. I think we could win this game. If I were going to put 1 to 10 meaning we for sure win, 3.5. That's pretty good. They beat us 15 years in a row. But if I were just betting it as an outsider, I think Arkansas can cover that as long as it doesn't get out of hand early. We played them within 1 touchdown last year in Alabama. Yeah. Kentucky is not a good football team. They're not. They've played nobody. The only team they played is Florida, and Florida is not a good football team.
Yeah.
They're number 7. They're the worst number 7 I've ever seen in the history of number 7s. There's never been a number 7 that's as bad as Kentucky is right now. If they did an all-time list of bad number 7s,
Kentucky's up there.
Kentucky's number 1.
and they may prove me wrong, but they've played nobody.
Yeah.
And they're singing their praises. They did nothing.
They've also given up a ton of sacks doing that too.
It's just like, bro, look who they played. Like, stall them out at 12 or something. If you're not playing, get them to that spot and hold off for a minute. But we'll see. If they come out and beat Ole Miss, then I will come on this show and I will act like I never said it. But still.
Well, I think you're going to see that this way. All right, Ole Miss beats them. They're at number 7. I think you're going to see a massive drop from them, which probably back down to close to 20.
I mean, that's a big drop.
Obviously,
Arkansas fell that far, and we also a top 25 team. I think you're right if it's based on last week, but Kentucky won't. They won't get knocked back that far if they lose.
Well, obviously we have to see what they look like. I don't think that game's in. I think Kentucky is going to lose. I think they're going to lose by more than 7, and I just think that I hate when they do that, when they rank a team high and then they get beat, and you're like, okay, well, you never thought much of them in the first place, so why'd you have them there? But
should have stalled
we'll
them
see.
out.
Yeah,
You should have 2 stall outs a year. There's a stall out coach,
yeah.
and he watches he's like, you know what? Because Kansas should be ranked, by the way.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Kansas
Was that a
4-0.
question?
No, it's not, but
The fact Kansas should be ranked because I've been looking at their strength of schedule. It's at 13 or something. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And they haven't lost a game. Their offense, click, click, click. I mean, they're just scoring points, man. It's awesome. But again, it'll all shake out about week 5 because teams then start playing each other. But I looked at other number 7s that sucked, and Kentucky's the worst of all time. Number 7s.
So one list.
I even like Kentucky football. I just get irritated. They keep moving them up, and they've played nobody.
Yeah, it
and then
happens every year, right?
but after Matt Jones talking about how I wonder if we're playing for the national championship of what? Worst number 7s?
Yeah.
You gonna pull some guys out of retirement? God dang! All right, one more.
Which non-SEC ranked matchup are you looking forward to the most this weekend? You got Wake Forest at Florida State, Oklahoma State at Baylor, or NC State at Clemson.
Why would you ask a question like that as far as non-SEC? Is it because I love the SEC, or is it because the SEC has the best football in it?
Both. Because there's a lot of SEC talk everywhere,
Yeah.
so you almost have to put everything
Fair.
else in its own category.
Okay, so the Clemson North Carolina State game is interesting to me, just because Dabo won't come on this show, so I hope they lose.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
That's fair enough.
That's literally it, and I hope they lose. The end, but that's my only interest. I think they'll win. I think they had their close call last week. I think they're probably pretty focused, so I think they'll win that one. The Oklahoma State Baylor game is like a mirror. Those two teams,
Yeah.
and what they both could do, and they could still win that conference, both of them. But I think it's, what was the other one that I had?
Wake Forest and Florida State.
No, it's not that one. That one sucks. I'm gonna go back to.
I like Wake Forest though, man. Sam Hartman is
He's a
he's
stud.
They got 2 losses, don't they?
Stud.
Then they got one loss.
This one.
Liberty
They
almost
should've-
almost beat them.
but they should have that Clemson game.
Yeah.
They had every chance in the world to win that game. I think Clemson is. You talk about a bad number 5. What are they? 4 or 5?
5, yeah.
You talk about the top number 1 bad number 5.
Yeah.
That's Clemson this year.
Okay.
Like
Well, and they won't get a chance to really prove how bad because they're not going to play.
they're not going to play anybody.
Like this is it, kind of.
But if they blow out NC State, then you're like, okay, maybe
Okay,
they're
who
legit.
cares? Who cares
Well,
that you
they're-
just
I mean,
crushed
they're-
North Carolina State?
But they're 12, 11,
They're
10.
ranked.
They were 12
Yeah.
last week, I guess.
And they have a good quarterback. Devin Leary's a stud.
But
Yeah.
I guess my problem is that if it's a bunch of teams playing each other and you just throw some ranks on them, how good are they really if they're just playing each other?
Right.
True.
So
It's like Kentucky right now. Back to them. It's great. Enjoy number 7 for 2 more weeks, and in 4 weeks, nobody will talk about Kentucky again.
if you ask me, the number 1 team in the country is LSU.
No bias.
You know, I agree with that. I think that's it.
Is that the last one? That's it. All right, there you go.